Going on, family? How's your heart doing? How you sleep last night? It's your favorite Mufa. We are here for another rendition of How's Your Heart Doing with Mufa. It's been several weeks since I pulled back up. Let me go ahead and get my let me go ahead and get my microphone together. My microphone situated because I said, yep, this season is not gonna see me give up on the things that I start. I'm gonna keep it going for me, and I'm not going to, let the aesthetics and let the visual fuck me up from what I know I'm supposed to be doing for myself. So what's going on, family? If you're new here, it's Fufu Mufa. How's your heart doing? I said we're gonna do some remixing. I think all of that really at this point right now is kind of it's arbitrary in terms of the creative, the brand, and the marketing, what I'm naming it, how I'm doing it. I think the most important thing for me right now is just to show up. Um, so much has occurred over the past couple of weeks in my space. I think the biggest thing for those of you who have been following me is that my daughter is here with me. Um, I've done a lot of talking, a lot of communicating on here about just this process over the past year of kind of removing myself from being a day-to-day present father and how that's landed for me, how that's impacted me. It's been a journey. It's been a journey. Over the past couple of weeks, it's been seeing me really just try to lock into what I can control. You know what I mean? This summer, there's a lot of um, optimism that I've held in my hands around what could come from this season in terms of the blessings, in terms of new pathways to prosperity, new doors opening for a nigga. And I ain't gonna lie to you, it's been moment to moment. If I'm being honest, I wanted to come back and really do this to remind myself that the journey is non-linear. That the journey will involve a number of emotions that will try their best to throw you off at times where you're supposed to be preparing for the blessing to walk in the door. The emotions of the seasons that you've gone through, they get lodged in your body, man. And if you don't sit with them, if you don't look at them, if you don't feel them, if you don't interrogate what it is they're doing, they can linger around and they can pull you back into seasons and spaces that you already walked up out of. You know what I mean? Um, Spirit has really been getting me together around the fact that things are not going to be the same for me. And in this moment, I can sit with how hard it is and how hard it's been for me to adjust. Um, I'm gonna touch a little bit on the heart shit because I really haven't really expressed much as it relates to my heart and my relationships. Um, while I have been in detail about what it's been like being a father, I think the backdrop of that, the shadows, what's been in the shadows of this visible journey, me being transparent and visible, showing my highs and lows in this journey as a healer, as a storyteller, um, has been my desire and my effort to build relationship, to build committed romantic partnership, to be able to establish for myself what I see as a family dynamic. Um, and it seen me be involved at very intimate levels with um, multiple women, not all at the same time, but y'all start running off with the non-monogamy shit. But it just seen me look to really build some tangible, meaningful relationship. And um, I talk about the past decade of parenting. My daughter's 10 years old. And in that time, just how I can look at the number of partners that I've had over even just the past 5, 6 years, and how they have impacted me in ways that I think in this moment I'm realizing has created a a real gap or a real space that I've been seeking to fill as it relates to um, being partnered, being in a relationship. Going from being one of the most popular people in your social circle, being a big man on campus in school, building platforms, social platforms where people see you, really visible. Um, it's 1 degree of separation between me and most influencers that I want to touch. It's been that way. It's always felt like I was hyper visible and like I was always just going to have community. It was just a thing. Like I'm going to have people around me. With my birthday coming up in a month, in this Leo season, we in Mercury retrograde in Leo. And it's wild for me to be sitting here going into my 37th birthday and I don't have the social circle. I don't have um, the friends beating down my line like, what you on for your birthday, what we doing. I don't have even the partners or the partnership, romantic partnership, where I could be like, hey, expecting or just looking to like have some fun and do something. Um, and as I look back over the past couple of years, it's wild, man, when I think about the relationships that I have been in and what I was desiring and what I was seeking, how it would be these periods for like holidays, like Father's Day or like Valentine's Day, like my birthday, that, it always just felt like leading up to it, I had this idea of how things would go. But when the actual time or day got around to it, things just never added up. I never had the money I needed to have or wanted to have, the resources. Um, I never, it just, yeah, man. I'm thinking back to these times and these periods, and shout out to my journal because I can go back and go find these dates. I'm just sitting with how this time has created a hole or a gap, in my energetic field or space where it's like, if I'm not doing something extraordinary, if I'm not adding value, it scares me because there is this huge fear, or there's this huge, not even fear, but the feeling of dread around being by myself, um, of living a life of no importance, like nobody cares, right? Um, and I know that by naming it and by saying it and speaking that's part of the work, the interrogation, to really look at it. Like, um, am I even worthy of my own love? At times, it makes me feel like, am I worthy enough to slow down and sit with me? And is that enough? Is that okay? Can I be okay just with me? All right. Um, and if that's the work, how long is it gonna take for me to get to that point? Right. How long is it gonna take for a nigga really love himself and don't need external validation? That's a little scary. Because I've been doing this shit. We talk about the 20-year thing. Like, if it took you 20 years, it's like, my nigga, I really jumped off the porch with this shit in 2011. Feel like it's it's been down there 15 now. You know, um, every aspect of who I am and who I know, what I've learned spiritually, how I've grown. It's like, oh, it's about the becoming, but it's like, god damn, who am I becoming, and what does it matter if nobody reflects that back to me? You know, and I don't know how many men slow down enough to ask that question. Um, how can I matter to myself more? How can I create a life where the things that I do make me feel proud of myself, by myself? Um, and especially in this moment as a father, I'm just thinking about the ways in which I want to teach my child how to love herself through seasons where um, that external love and that validation might not be there. Me and your mama might not be around, right? Um, if anything, I want to give her the tools to be able to go through those hard periods, to be able to lean into the things that pour back into her passions, her hobbies, the things that make her remind her of the God in her. And yeah, I think right now I'm just really present to the fact that shit is not gonna be the same no more after this. My heart has changed. My heart has really hurt. I was thinking earlier, I'm like me shedding these tears now. This just this just the residue. I've been crying all day for real, for real. And the shit just as used to crying as I am. I think today was one of the first times where I was like angry at my tears. Being the therapist and the healer for these years, it's allowed me the space to give myself permission to cry. Today, I was like, nigga, oof, and I'm forgiving myself for feeling like this, but it's just like I felt tired of crying today, um, frustrated with the tears today. As I'm crying and because in my alone time, it's like I'm crying on my spiritual court, and and I'm gonna be honest, I don't always feel seen. I don't always feel heard in my prayers and my petitions, and um, it brings me back to that place spiritually where I know sometimes it's bigger than your ancestors. Sometimes it's about you, your higher self, your ori, your relationship with the Creator. Like if you can't hear nothing from your people, just know that there is a higher version of you that got you. Um, and my ori has never left me and will continue to keep me as long as I desire to be kept. And yeah, this season is gonna be really different, child. And I want you to be prepared for it. Um, man, and his spirit just hit me. It's like the man that I'm scared of becoming, the anger, the pain that I'm afraid to express. I pray that in this season, um, I can experience it in a righteous way. I pray that my anger and my pain and my grief doesn't manifest as resentfulness, resentment, and being cold and brash and have no lack of empathy. I pray that I'm able to feel it, process it, express it in healthy ways. Um, because a lot of the fear that I'm expressing of feeling, I believe, is rooted in the idea that my pain and my grief isn't valid. And while I've shown up as a healer for years, validating everyone else's pain and grief, I've yet to validate my own fully. And that's why I know this season is going to be different, because I can sit with everybody else's pain, but I don't slow down enough to let people sit with mine. And I'm going to do that. And it's going to just be okay. I realized today, like, a large part of what I'm grieving is the reality that I am heavy. And my pain and my wounds are deep. And to be in a romantic relationship with me and a partner with me, and to see me vulnerable and naked, and to love me is to be able to walk with me as I carry those wounds, and at times um, help me stay up. And that's heavy. And a large part of my heart has hurt from partners who had to choose themselves over walking with me. And I've had to get to a place where I realize I don't internalize it as something being wrong with me. However, I want to express in this moment that it has not stopped my heart from hurting over feeling like I'm too much, or feeling like I'm too heavy, or feeling like I'm not worth the work, you know. And I know that's not the case. I just want to express that um, there's a lot of men that feel that way, that you've been abandoned, or you're too heavy, or that, it's like, oh, nigga, that ain't the case. There's some real work that you got to do to love yourself. And because I have people who are witnessing this transformation and this growth and this change with me, I want to affirm to you that if it took you 20 years to get here, it could very well take another 20 years to get to a place to where you're okay with you. And that's okay. I think a large part of the grief is just feeling like I've been going for so long. I've been wanting things since I was a child. I've been working so hard, and knowing that I still got more work to do, you know? And a lot of niggas don't just want to say that and accept that they got more work to do. That the work don't stop because you got a couple dollars. The work don't stop. It's like, nah, this shit, see, is what it is. And you can hold yourself and love yourself and prioritize yourself and design and imagine the environment where you are enough, and work hard for your needs to be met. Um, and that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing in this season. I'm imagining a world where I know that I am enough and my needs are met, and my heart don't feel like that, you know? So get ready, my nigga. Get ready for a new season. Yeah, the shit don't always feel good, but yeah, you worthy. You worthy of some new shit. You worthy of some good shit. If nobody told you today, I love you, big dog. It's your time, foo. Keep going.